Hey, everybody. It is your girl, Miss Motivational Mogul Mindset, Ava Cherie, the Inspire. And I'm back again. I'm not surprised. I answered the call of duty, and God is equipping me to walk into this new journey in healing and deliverance ministry beyond the accountability, transformational mind shift coaching that I do. But it's all incorporated into one to be proven qualified to come on these platforms and speak into other people's lives, whether I'm on a platform, whether I'm in a one-bedroom apartment, whether I'm in the back of a car, whether I'm on a sidewalk, no matter where I'm at, God will use you if you allow Him to. And so today, I've just been in heavy prayer and conversation and thought with God. I know what I'm being pushed to discuss, and I know why, but I'm very sensitive and very patient with the Lord when it comes to this because I understand the responsibility. So I want to go back to what I was saying in that last reel about when you log in and subscribe to people's opinions and advice, make sure you know who you're attached to because it establishes a spiritual contract and it evokes a reaction and emotion. And so you want to use discernment and wisdom of who you are hearing from the Lord, who God is saying, this is a word for you. I have a big topic to discuss soon as God releases me to. I've released it in my books and everything. It's not that, but I just want to see which audience He wants me to release it to. But I'm going to say this. There's, again, a few people I look up to. And if you hear a person being authentically true to themselves, you know that we have gone through the most amazing things and the most embarrassing things as well. And we also now know, once we receive the call on our lives, what it was for. And if you have somebody who's been adjusted in their armor, who's assumed the responsibility, who's on the battlefield ongoing, no matter who's looking or not, they can take correction and they can take them stripes. But most importantly, they're going to tell you their truth. They're going to tell you before anybody can tell you something that they don't know about in full, in detail. And I'm saying that because with change and exposure and repentance and turning away from wicked ways and things that we know are not of God, you got to call out yourself. And I believe a part of that scripture being many are called, few are chosen, because God has a bird's eye view of our entire life from inception. And He already knows what we're going to be up against, how fast, how soon, and so forth. I'm going to use myself. In childhood trauma, there was a lot of questions. Why? When? What's happening next? Why was it this person? Who's it going to be next? And then there was also a lot of cover up. A lot of back in the day, baby boomers didn't discuss certain things. And that family cover up, denial, heavy denial. All of going back to the last video about generational curses becoming a generational sins as a result of the behaviors that people mock, mimic, and try to finesse to make it something that they think they can get away with if they just fine tune it and tweak it a little bit. So I'm coming tonight because I've experienced a multitude of things like all of you have. I've had a great life because I'm still here. I had a great life because I'm still able to serve. I had a great life and I have a great life because I'm so compassionate and driven. And I've been told from day one that I love hard. But I thank God that I can love hard and not hate hard. I thank God that there has not been a place in my life where I wanted to impose or inflict the same pain in return to anyone. Matter of fact, I identify with being the chain breaker in my family early on when I was a child and was able to thwart and deter the traumatic experiences for my family and stand in the gap as a 6 and 7-year-old child. It began so early. And this scrawny little kid with glasses, with a big, robust passion for unity and love and kindness and all of the fruits of the Spirit that I brought back when God would take me out of my body, when things would happen and I would come back. He had me sweeping through every atmosphere, dancing through every atmosphere, overachieving in every atmosphere to show that God gets the glory in everything. That the enemy, even if I didn't know how many, even if I didn't know every entity, even if I didn't know the spirits that was residing in people at such a young age, even if I was a truth teller that was being ostracized, that was being rejected and abandoned, God got and gets the glory. That is my life to this day. So I know why I can speak to childhood trauma, teen motherhood, assaults, adultery, marital abuse, sexual abuse, all kinds of things. I can speak to a lot of things, and it's by the grace of God that I'm allowed to even open my mouth, not be bitter, not be hateful. But every time a blow was being dealt to me, as much as I sheltered in the corner to seek refuge, the power that was restoring me at the same time reminded me in that moment that I was here for a reason. Even when I felt like I was here to be killed, even when I felt like I was here to be abused and used and misused. And then God is like, why not you? You don't even know your fullest yet. You don't even know your entire called purpose or gifts. You don't even know how enormous I am in you, because you're humble, because you desire to fix the broken. You desire to be amongst the broken. I've elevated you in areas and lands and territories and educational endeavors and employment. I've elevated you to the highest of heights, the highest accolades, and yet you still go to people you can reach. People assume you're one way. They're prejudiced against you one way. They stereotyped you one way because you had everything that the world thought bona fide and stamped you and approved you. But my kids would always say, your friends don't even look like the friends that most people think that you would hang around. And I would always tell them I wasn't the fast ones. I wasn't the nerds. I was in a melting pot of every part of the world. And that's because I looked with a God's eye view. I never gleaned to the cuties, the baddies, the this, the that. I had a big world view vision, because I knew with all I've gone through at an early age, I knew in elementary school the stinky boy was going to be my friend and I was going to encourage him. I remember his name is Ollie, 6th grade, and nobody wanted to sit next to him. And I'm talking about that mustard funk. And my little, however old 6th grade is self said, I wonder if he's living in his car. They called him Possum. And I said, I wonder if that was a way to fight off attacks. And so I didn't see in the natural, but I couldn't understand how I was able to see in the spirit at such a young age. So that was my friend. And God sent him an angel. And I didn't even profess to be one, because somebody was beating me down. Somebody was not instilling faith in me. Somebody was pushing me to the side. Somebody was doing what they wanted to do with me as an afterthought. So I wouldn't allow that to anyone else on my watch. That is who I am. And that is why I'm so happy with the new call I've accepted. The continuation of the evolution of what God is doing in my life, because now I can look back on it and it starts to make sense even more. So when I see and I talk to loved ones and friends and families, and they're going through something that I've gone through, and they look up to me and say, "No, not you," I say, "Hold up, yes, me." And because I don't profess to make anything look easy, don't do that. And because you trust my word, because my word has been my word, even in my shortcomings, don't do that. Because till we leave this earth, we're still standing in the gap for someone else who is naive to the consequence of what they're doing, the commission of their sins. We have to forewarn and stop being afraid and stop being embarrassed to break a chain and a cycle of generational sin. and the behaviors from the generational curses that's been on us for so long. You have to speak up. Some people are not brave enough. Some people don't have the know-it-all. Some people don't want to deal with it. But who are you leaving your work up to do later? And is that right? If you didn't want to do your work, what makes you think somebody else wants to come along and do it? It's nobody else's responsibility. And I believe because I fight a good fight, because the devil and anybody else gonna know they was in a fight with me. Listen, because I fight a good fight with all my strength, with all my might, with all my agape love, I realized that God could trust me even the more. And my superpower is my truth. My superpower is my transparency. And when you're going through this walk there of warfare, of healing and deliverance, and wanting to be set free, and asking God to forgive you, and you repent and you lay it all out, oh honey, best believe the door of the enemy is going to go recruit someone to say something to get the focus off of them. Someone's going to come as though they have a revelation about you. And when someone comes as though they have a revelation about you to announce and pronounce to the public, or anybody with an ear to hear, especially those who have idle time, they're going to act as though this is a new story. And your superpower is that you've already given your testimony. So don't let them test you. And your testimony become you testimony. You just sitting around crying about what then came out. No, 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 no. You get your armor and adjust your suit and get out there on the battlefield and fight for yourself the way you fight for others. Because it's always going to be an attack. It's always somebody that's going to say, because you're lit, it's somebody that's going to say, who is she, who she belong to, where she come from, what's her story. And the same people that say that don't even read. The same people that say that don't even investigate to get truth and knowledge. They want to have a scandal attached to it. So if you tell your own story, which a lot of us warriors and people operating in our gifts, we already done told it, wrote it, and the people that's talking about it can't even speak about it. We done shut it down, close the door, and now you can go pay for it and pick it up. So if you denounce it, if you reclaim your story, if you testify about your story, the people that are talking about it, they're irrelevant. They're non-factors in your life anyway. And they're not probably helping a lot of people, because people don't want to come and join together with other people that's going to talk about somebody else's business, because everybody in that circle is deflecting. It's the blind leading the blind. Okay. So I know with everything that's fleshing out of me, I will be uploading scriptures periodically with these vlogs. But right now, God is having me be relatable, transparent, with a new reach that he's extending me to, that he's stretching me in. And I want to make sure you know what you're getting. It's never what I think. I have no control over this. And it's not a frightening feeling at all. It's a release. It's a release, because we think we busy ourselves with what work we're going to do today, what job we're going to do today, what task we're going to do today, what assignment we're going to do today. And I've been so consumed with the release, because I know God said to do it. The revival is taking place. The truth tellers, the last shall be first, and the first is becoming last. So we're being pushed to the front of the class. And it's an amazing feeling, not for popularity, which is why I'm slow walking, because I want to be graceful. I want to make sure you see the fruit of God's Spirit on me and in me. And so I'm not surprised. It's another release. And this release I'm receiving with my arms outstretched, because it's broad and wide, and nothing will contain the truth tellers in this season and moving forward. We want to just proclaim and declare that it's truth tellers that's going to stand up and tell their truth so that they can heal other people. It's time out. Like, I want to see a world of people rallying one another, saying, speak that filthy junk, tell all that nasty stuff, dig down in the dirt, bring that root up. I want to see the soil in your hands, because you didn't wrap those weeds and those roots around and pulled it up. I want to see those marching orders for us, because we deserve it as our birthright. And if everybody else want to stay out there in the dry place, in the desert place, then let them stay. But I ain't thirsty no more. I'm showing up to receive what's mine so that God can continue to do a work in me so that I can do what he's instructed me to do. I ain't thirsty on the front line. He gonna always quench my thirst. His word always quenches your thirst. He's gonna always send an angel to work on your behalf, in my behalf, as long as you're obedient and you're walking with him and you believe. So have faith. I'm gonna go. You know I gotta cut this up and edit, y'all. So I just wanted to let y'all know on tonight, January 4th, 2024, I'm going to start time stamping it as well, because I know God is going to have me speak some things that's coming to pass, because a lot of this was already shown to me 2 years ago and then January of 2023. So we're here now. So let's go. Until next time, if you need one-on-one, if you need prayer, if you need healing, the same Book Now link you can use. Or you can send me a message or an email, evolution@avacherie.me. If you want to leave something in the comments and say, hey, I need to talk to you. Woo, child. Last couple of nights, this light been going out. And it ain't never went out. I don't know why, but we back. So we ain't worried about that. But yeah, you reach out to me. You leave a comment. I'm accessible. I will carve out time. If it's a comment you want to leave in YouTube, I'm screening everything as I see it. We want to be courteous and kind and responsible. We don't want no blowback over here on this Ava Cherie TV streets, okay? And so just keep me in mind, keep me lifted in prayer as I do you. I pray for everybody I respond to in the comments as you see. I pray. It's intimate. It's not scripted. And I enjoy you. I applaud your courage, your bravery. And I thank God for you and what God is going to have you to do, because we are assembling. It's not an I in this. It's a we and it's a us. As long as we follow God, we'll be connected. All right? Until next time, this is your girl, Miss Motivational Mogul Mindset, Ava Cherie, the Inspire. Chinky eyes getting ready to go to sleep, y'all. All right. God's love to you.